Welcome to Glow. I'm Carl. This is going to be a floor warm-up that we do frequently in class. That will be some core, front and back, and also hamstrings and quads. We'll hit a few bases here, probably about 10 minutes. We're going to start lying down. When you get to the floor, I would take a great big stretch. Just reach from feet to fingertips, rotate wrists and ankles, interlace fingers, press your palms away, and take a couple deep breaths here. If you walk your feet to the right, so they're all the way off the mat, you can lean that way and get a really nice lateral stretch through your left flank. So we'll check that out. When you think you've gone as far as you can, take a couple deep breaths. And maybe walk your feet another inch or two further right. Just hit that high water mark. Then we'll come back to neutral and give your knees a hug. Try to compress your thighs into your abdomen and then give yourself a little extra tug. And then we're going to drop to a bridge for a moment. I would link your thumbs beneath the back or interlace fingers. You can always hold the mat. We'll take about 10 breaths here. It's nice to lift the toes to get your arches to elevate. It's nice to use your feet to plant and drag the floor slightly towards you. And that should give you a little more engagement of your glutes, abdominals, and hamstring origins. It's a good combination. In a pose like this, when you're holding, use your third eye gaze, which is to say look into awareness itself. Try to let go of your mind and all that's arising, and just be aware of the light that animates you. That simple sense of being from head to toe. About 4 breaths. Lift your heels for 2. And slowly come down, cat tucking all the way to the floor. Knees a little hug, a little squeeze. Stretch it out, get really long. Rotate wrists and ankles, a couple deep breaths here, really good. I'm going to have you walk your legs to the left and then start to lean that way. Try to keep that right scapula, shoulder blade down and see how much lateral space you can open. And a couple deep breaths here. If you can go a little further with the legs, do that. Really good. When you get back to neutral, I would walk your feet up towards you. You're going to hold the mat with your hands and try to walk your grip a little bit further down by rocking side to side. The chin is tucked in. The feet are about hip to shoulder wide. When you breathe out, lift yourself off the floor. When you inhale, come on down. It's a little cow tilt towards the feet at the bottom. Exhale, tailbone under, and lift all the way up. The feet are going to pull the floor towards you like we did a moment ago in that bridge. Hold it, and down. Let's do about 8 of these. Exhale up. Lungs are empty. Pause. Relax your mind. Inhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, press. Right back up. And pause. Inhale, lower. Little by little, deep breath in. Exhale, push right back up. And pull. And down. And press. And down. About 4 of those here. Deep breath in. 3, 2. Obviously with your own breath, your pace will be different than mine. And down. If you're complete, give your knees a hug. Otherwise, we'll catch up to you after this one. Lift as high as you can. Lift the heels. And then slowly come on down. Give your knees a little hug. This time, we're going to drop the knees right. So, as high up alongside you as you can. Right hand is going to hold that left knee down. And I'm looking over my outstretched left shoulder and fingertips. Inhale, back it up a little bit. Exhale, twist a little further. There are many sensations that you can harvest and encounter in every pose. Try to collect them all and in that way distribute mind into the moment really viscerally. And that's part of what makes all this yoga. Inhale to the top. That's a deep breath in. Let your legs fall left. And look over your right shoulder. As you exhale, twist a little further or raise the rotation, the effort. And then inhale, back off a little bit. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And back it up a little bit. And twist a little bit more. When you get to the middle of this, I'm going to have you take your head in your hands and give your neck a little traction. The idea is to keep the head heavy in your hands with this little tug the whole duration. And we do these sometimes as a gentle core movement. When you breathe out, lift your heart straight up and then your hips a half inch and add a little pulse and come down slow from both ends. That's an exhalation. That's an inhalation. Exhale up. Add that little extra scrunch. And then down. Exhale, lift. A little extra pulse. And lower. Come down slow with your head in traction. Really pull it with the hands. Exhale up. And pulse. Now you can add to this other variations. This is the A version. Exhale, lift. The B would be to extend the legs and lift your feet and heart straight up. And then inhale down. Exhale up. And extend, and pulse, and lower. And the C version, you could lift and pulse, and then lower the legs 2/3 or so, and then in, and up, or lower, point and lift, and pulse. So this is the A. And exhale B. Good. And exhale C. Knees in or simply point and lift. Do about 8 of these. Remember that advanced yoga is your authentic expression of whatever we're doing. So in this context, the advanced thing might be to skip the whole thing and take a little twist for a moment, or to do one of the more moderate modifications. Come down slow with a deep breath in. Exhale, extend, lift, and pulse. How about 4 of those? You need to stabilize the back so it doesn't over-arc and compress. So you have to keep it plugged in to the floor. If you are feeling you can't accommodate that, then you might try this, or you might omit this segment altogether. How about 2? And 1. Of whichever version you're doing. Right back to Setu Bandhasan. Interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades, give the floor a good push, then slightly pull the ground towards you. Jog the shoulder blades closer, really extend the arms. We'll take about 10 breaths here. On occasion, wiggle the toes, keep elevating the arches, plant and pull the floor. The other thing is to relax your mind again. Come back to all the touch points, the places you encounter the floor, how you experience the breath, where you're in touch with yourself. Without meaning, without mind per se, just presence. Lift your heels for 2. Max it for 1. Come on down. You can take the hands and sort of tuck your tailbone away so you get that extra little traction. On land, and let your knees fall together, toes angle in. And let's do 4 breaths here. See if the breath will naturally occur to you, and you're just in the back seat checking it out. Notice energy, feel the residual vitality of the previous movements and see if there's some resonance from that part of the practice. I would open your left toe straight away, reach your right leg overhead and just pull it into the very hint of a stretch. Start small, circle the ankle, flex and point, exhale, pull, inhale, back off. You can always knead or massage behind this leg. One of these times you're welcome to touch your head up towards the knee. So you're climbing the leg and just taking like an 80% stretch. Be kind. And then if you can reach up and grab that foot, I would pull the knee down beside you. I'm going to grab my other foot, the heel, and I'm just going to rock this side to side. Some of your knees will touch the floor and some will not. It's fine. Every body, every pelvis is like a fingerprint. So there's things that you can do that your neighbor can't in a class, and there's things that your neighbor can do that you can't, and we're okay with that. We're fine in our practice. This is like a modified happy baby. You can exhale and extend a little bit, and inhale, draw the heel in. Exhale, reach the leg out beside you and in. If you want your arm to be longer, take the big toe, index, middle finger, and that might help you get a longer extension out here and in. And we'll do a couple more of those. If your elbow's on the floor, you could drop that leg into your hand. And this is like a little kickstand. You can just circle the leg safely over here, holding wherever you can get that leg fully extended. I'm going to have you take this leg overhead. We're going to touch our nose to the knee. Cross the leg over. Your toes may or not get behind the calf. It's not important. Shift your hips a little bit to the right and we'll take a twist. And this should be a little more leveraged action on the spine in distinction to the previous twist we did earlier. But same principles. Inhale, back off the twist. Exhale, relax into a little more rotation. Deep breath in, relax. Exhale. Go a little further. Do 4 breaths. Again, feel everything. When you get to the middle of that, I would bring your feet to the floor. You probably want to shift your hips a little bit left. Give your knees a little hug. And then we'll drop to the other side. Left leg overhead. And give it a little pull and a little slack. Circle the ankle, flex and point. Maybe climb the leg and bring a little stretch into this quad or hamstring. Be gentle. Bend that knee and just grab it on the outside of the foot and pull the knee down beside me. I like to hold this foot with my right hand. It's an additional point of contact, so I think there's more connectivity. You're welcome to omit that. Rock about a little bit side to side. See where your range is. Longer exhalation. Deep breath in. Extend the leg as far as you can comfortably go. Pull the heel into center. and stretch it out. This is like a modified Supta Padangusthasana. Out and in. You may elect to take the big toe. That should make your arm maybe 3-4 inches longer, and in. And extend. And the elbow could be down, and you could support that leg from underneath. Super effective. Micro circles. Look over your opposite shoulder. Perfect. Try to feel your whole body. Breathe into it. Bring a smile to the practice. It is, that right attitude, that happy attitude is a fertilizer for your body. Biochemically, it's measurable. It's worth doing. As you come back up, we'll give that leg a couple tugs. Touch our nose towards it. Grab the eagle. Ooh, almost went the wrong way there. That never happens. Cross your left leg over the right. Curl the toes. The hips a 1/2 inch left, and we'll gently twist the other way. When you're twisting, go to the first hint of resistance, and then back off a little bit. Take a deep breath in, and then relax a little bit further. You go further in yoga when you finesse the poses, not when you force them. So have a few moments just to introduce the form, and at some point we'll reach a good working edge and we'll stay there. But you might inhale just a little bit off the twist and exhale as you relax a little bit further into it. Feel the floor where your legs cross, where your hand rests. The breath has myriad facets present right now. At neutral, untangle the legs. I would shift your left leg away, draw the right heel in. Use it to flip you over. And we'll be facing down for a moment. And I would just notice the different context. Being on your belly is a different standpoint relative to being face up. So check it out. I would lift your right leg and just start to pulse it while you extend. You lift as high as that right hip starts to roll off the floor, and that's a good spot to pause and add a pulse. Looks like that. I'll do about 10 of these. Then lift and hold, ground the hips, extend through your left arm. So you're reaching from your right toes to your left fingertips. Opposite leg and arm are pushing through the floor. We'll take about 6 breaths here. And when you come down, disengage, rock it out. And then I would flop your back foot, your right foot up a couple times, and then catch it, one of those, and just squeeze the toes. Pull and release, a little tug, a little slack. I'm going to slide my hand more into the ankle where I can reach through the heel. It gives my shin bone a little more prominent quality. I'm going to look up and float myself off the floor. This is a bow on the right and a boat on the left. About 4. One more time. When you get down, let that go and just shake it out. Have a moment. You are, again, reaching through your fingertips, extending the left foot this time. And just point and lift. At the top of your range, add that little pulse. Do about 10 of those or so. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1 lift. Look up, lift your right arm, and extend diagonally across the body. Ground the hips and reach and lift. One deep breath. When you land, let it go. You can windshield wiper a moment. That feels good. We are ultimately going to grab that left foot. I would flop it once or twice and catch it and give it a little tug and back off. A little pull and back off. Good. And then look up and ground the hips, lift your head, press that foot into your hand, lift your opposite arm and leg and extend. Come on down. Again, flop the legs a little bit back and forth. Not bad. I'm going to have you gather in child's pose. We are just going to float back to the heels and have a few moments. Rest your head on your hands or the floor. Let your breath go to autopilot. Be naturally respirated here and let everything go. Let gravity completely function on you without reservation. And you can bring yourself to sit. So that's a little cycle of movement that hits the front and back of the body, gets into your quads and hamstrings, and it's a nice thing you can do a couple times a day or once in a while when it occurs to you before one of our other classes perhaps. Thank you so much for checking in. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.